round table. What's up, guys?
What's up, Danny?
So you guys are VIP. Y'all don't stay out there with the casuals, huh?
And we know you, so
It's all good.
So Danny, it seems like now that fight week's here, the consensus is for you to win the fight, you got to box this perfect fight with your legs for 12 rounds. Is that how you see it, or?
Yeah, that's kind of been the notion of the fight, especially the general public who truly don't know what I all bring to the table. You know, I have so many different things that I can do inside that ring. I mean, we've seen it in my last fight with Preventng. I use a different style that you guys are not normally used to seeing, and it benefited me to get the victory. And for this fight, I look forward to doing the same, putting everything together, figuring out what I need to do inside the ring, but ultimately just making it a decisive win. I don't want no controversy with this decision.
Well, I mean, because the Triple G fight kind of wound up being controversial, came up just that short. So do you feel like there's anything in this fight you need to do different from that experience that'll make the difference between, you know, just losing by that much and winning the fight?
Maybe letting my hands go a little bit more, even though in the Golovkin fight we did let our hands go a lot. And landing the more significant punches. You know, sometimes Canelo has the crowd, and even when you block certain punches or combinations, the crowd go oohs and ahs, and that can be somewhat, you know, of an influence to the judges. But I'm very comfortable with the judges that we have, so there's no controversy with that. I'm happy with the referee that we have. So for me, it's really ultimately up to me to go inside the ring and do my job, because I know that you know, I have and all that I asked for was a fair shake. You know, with everyone talking and bringing up the judges and things of that nature, I've always said and agreed that, yeah, Canelo does sometimes get favoritism in Vegas, but all I ever wanted was just a clean shot to go in there and face one of the best, to prove that I'm the best. And I think that we've got that with the panel.
Why did the judges?
If I could, when you were at your low point fighting cancer, could you ever imagine that you would be at a point like this where you're fighting in the biggest fight of the year and fighting, you know, maybe the biggest star in boxing?
Absolutely not. And my lowest point to me was when I had to move back in Brownsville with my mom, and I was sleeping on my mom's couch. And, you know, even at that time, it was still really hard for me to maneuver and walk and do all of these different things. So, you know, sleepless nights, you know, times where I used to cry, times where I used to just even doubt if I can even walk right again. I never thought about this opportunity. I always just wanted to get back into boxing, you know, and see how far I could take it, but I never thought that I would fight for a world championship and, you know, fight the biggest names in boxing and have the biggest opportunities with so many different people backing me. I mean, this is the greatest opportunity that I can even have, let alone dream about. So I'm looking forward to taking advantage of it all.
And how did your mindset change when you've been through that now adversity in boxing probably looks a lot different than, you know, real adversity?
Well, to me, it really motivates me through training, and really motivates me mentally when I'm going through, because boxing is all mental. You know, sometimes you can get nervous, sometimes you can doubt yourself, sometimes you can feel as if you don't belong. But all of that is behind me. I feel like this is my time. I feel like this is destined for me. And all my trials and tribulations have got me to this point to where I'm mentally strong, and the mental has got me to a place where I can be physically at my best. And I'm in stellar shape. I'm looking forward to putting it all together come fight night.
And last question on that topic. When you said you had to move back in with your mom in Brownsville, was it because you needed her to take care of you physically, or was it because money-wise you just had nothing going on?
Well, at that time, I was the golden child, right? And, you know, things were coming at me so fast. You know, I was with De La Hoya and those guys. You know, we was with Golden Boy, right? And we was fighting every other month, or every month we were fighting, right? Yeah. And we would come to Vegas and go back to New York and, you know, fight in so many different places. So, you know, for me, I thought that it couldn't end. And my spinning habits, down to so many other different things that I can say, but it led me to a place where not only financially, but physically, I couldn't take care of myself. And I had to move back in with my mom, and, you know, to make sure that I can be okay. And I still had my child, I had my lady, I had so many different things and so many hurdles that I had to jump over for me to be at this point now, which I'm grateful for.
The assumption is that Canelo's going to be the guy he's going to kind of come forward.
Say that one more time?
The assumption is that Canelo's going to come forward, but we've also seen him, in the first Golovkin fight, for example, where he boxed a bit. What are you expecting to see from him?
I really don't know. I really don't know how Canelo views me. I know Golovkin is bigger than Canelo, and he was sort to be maybe one of the strongest fighters Canelo has ever faced. But for me, when he looks into my eyes and when he's standing next to me, I'm not sure if he's kind of gauging the same type of game plan, because I'm a big force and I'm a big guy with skills and with speed and with ring IQ. So we're not going to be expecting Canelo Alvarez to go in there and back us up, but we are going to adjust to see exactly what he brings to the table. But in doing that, we're also going to implement our game plan. So we want to start from the rip, from initiating what we're going to do and set the tone.
You mentioned the judges. Now, I also heard you say before that you thought Golovkin won the fight.
Yeah.
Why didn't that raise any flags in your head? That it's the same group that gave him the second fight?
Because the same judges that judge that fight aren't judging this fight. And it's really not to take anything away from those judges. I don't have anything disrespectful to say about anybody, but sometimes people can be influenced by the crowd or be influenced by whatever other source. And the guys that we have are stand-up guys who have so much experience, who's done very good jobs on big fights such as this. So I know I'm in good hands.